Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bacho, let's start the topic known as the cumulative frequency curve. Now, all of you people, you are doing your A levels, and you people know that you have done this topic in your O levels. So that will be a kind of a revision for for all of you. Okay, so now, I just want to reaffirm this. Just tell me, you people have done this now, this cumulative frequency curve. Yes? Hannah? Bolo?
जी सही किया वो
Hannah, you have done this topic. Okay. Now, as you people know that when I taught you about the histogram, we just compared this with the bar chart so that we can see that how do we draw this histogram, provided we people know that how to draw a bar chart. Okay? We compare the widths and the gaps and the heights, the length, and how to find the frequencies stuff. Okay. Similarly, when we learn how to draw the cumulative frequency curve, we relate it with the histogram. Okay, your histogram is obviously when you draw this, you must know that what information you're going to show on the horizontal axis here, and what do you have to show on the vertical axis so that you can draw all the bars of the histogram. And you know that you have to keep your data continuous over here, and then you calculate the frequency or the frequency densities depending upon the class widths of the data that you people are given. ठीक है अच्छा तो this cumulative frequency curve is also a two-dimensional diagram, as was the case of the histogram. So we have to see that what information do we have to show on the horizontal axis and what do we have to show on the vertical axis. Now it's the same that you must have your continuous data, and that is represented on the horizontal axis. And on the vertical axis, instead of finding the frequency or the frequency density, we find the cumulative frequency. Can someone tell us what do we mean by the cumulative frequency? What is that cumulative frequency? Yes, please tell me. Should I name, then ask you from a particular student, okay, Alina Tahir, what do you mean by cumulative frequency? Yeah. Alina Tahir, can't you hear me? Alina. Fariba, can you tell us what do you mean by the cumulative frequency? Come on.
सर फ्रीक्वेंसी जिसमें पिछला वाला भी ऐड हो जाता है इसमें.
Yeah, we exactly. We just keep accumulating the frequency. Okay. If I could zoom this for you, look at this. Look at this now. People, this is the table. Let me just minimize this a bit. Okay, now this is the table over here. This table is called the frequency distribution. Okay, this is the frequency distribution. And okay, Lena is saying her mic is not working. Okay, so now this is the frequency distribution, and when you have to draw the cumulative frequency curve, you will be making a new table which is called the cumulative frequency distribution. I think you must note it down that this table over here, this is called the cumulative frequency distribution. Here you're showing the cumulative frequencies. Okay. Now, before you draw this cumulative frequency table here, since this is the case where you don't have the continuous data, so you will write down the class boundaries first. Okay, so you see the gap between these two is 1, so I half that 1, I get 0.5. So I'll take out 0.5 from the lower class limit and I'll add into the upper class limit. This is 2.5, this is from 2.5 to 4.5, and this is from 4.5 to 7.5, and then this is from 7.5 to 9.5, and then from 9.5 to 11.5. So that is the data we have over Okay, so now I'll draw this separately for you. Um, okay, so this one is, we have the lengths here. Okay, so I'll be writing that we have the lengths here. Okay, and then I have the number of leaves. So we have the number of leaves here. Okay, so this is the number of leaves. So this is basically your cumulative frequency over here. Okay, cumulative frequency. Okay, so now we have less than or equal to 2.5. There are 8 such leaves which are less than 2.5 centimeters. Then you have less than or equal to 4.5. That is going to be 28. Then you have less than or equal to 7.5. And you have 28 plus 38 is 66. Yes, please keep checking. Okay, then we have up to 9.5, we have 76, and then up to 11.5 we have 70. Okay, so there's 70 leaves altogether. I have
Sir,
intent,
80.
yeah, oh sorry, 80.
80.
Thank you, Beta. This is 80. Okay. So I have intentionally left some space over here. So that is for the first lower class limit. Okay, guys, please see that. Uh, when you draw the cumulative frequency curve or the cumulative frequency graph, or like it's saying polygon, is using the word polygon over here. So you see that you have to have the upper class limits with their corresponding cumulative frequency. Now, all of these are all your upper class limits. You just take the first lower class limit and the cumulative frequency against that will always be zero. It will always be zero. Obviously, this means like when we say the leaves, there are 8 leaves between zero point 0.5 and 2.5. So how many leaves are going to be there which are less than zero point 0.5? Obviously, there is no one. So please note it down that the first lower class limit has to be taken with the frequency 0 against it, or the cumulative frequency 0 against it. And if you look at the last upper class limit, this one is the last upper class limit. The last upper class limit will always have the total frequency against it. If you ensure this, I believe you can, you cannot make a mistake while drawing this cumulative frequency curve. Okay, so the first lower class limit should have a cumulative frequency 0. The last upper class limit should have a cumulative frequency, which is 80. Now, why do we have the last upper class limit having the total frequency against it? That is a simple common sense thing. Like I recently had a test. You guys were given a test, okay, and it was of 30 marks. Okay, so if I ask you that how many of you have marks less than or equal to 30, so what would be your answer? How many of you have marks less than or equal to 30?
Everyone, sir?
Everyone, exactly. So if this is going to be marks which are going to be less than or equal to 30, so here is the total of the whole class, like all the frequency would be over here. Like we have there are 80 leaves which have been studied, so less than or equal to 11.5, that is going to be 80. So are you clear? How do we, basically you people are recalling this cumulative frequency distribution over here. So have you recalled that successfully, or do I need to tell you something more about it? Yes or no? Come on, confirm that, yeah, people. The recording is going on. Don't waste the time. Is it clear? Is this cumulative frequency curve clear to you? I mean, not the
Yes,
curve,
sir.
the cumulative frequency distribution. Is that
Ji,
clear? Okay, so now I have to proceed. Now I'll be clearing this. I said, just look at this. Look at this distribution and this distribution. They are both the same. They are both the same. Here he has elaborated how the frequencies are being added, all the frequencies are being added, and we have literally the same. Basically, you need to have this column, and you need to have this column over here. This is just your working, so that is not required at all. Okay, so I'm just going to proceed now, and now you see that how this curve has been drawn. So there's one change in this. You guys have only done the cumulative frequency curve. Okay, you have done the cumulative frequency curve. Okay, now you can be asked to draw the graph as well, the cumulative frequency graph. You know what is the difference between the cumulative frequency curve and the cumulative frequency graph? You can look at this. If you have marked all these points, like you have this that was 0.5 comma 0, and then you had 2.5 k against, you had 8, and then you had 4.5 k against, you had 28. Okay, so once you have marked all these points, you look at this blue curve over here. So this is the freehand curve. Beneath that, you can see the red lines. You know how these red lines have been drawn? Let me show you through a different color. Let me take maybe dark blue color. Okay, look at this. The consecutive points, using the ruler, you join them like this. This point is joined with this point is joined with this, and then this point over here is joined with this point. Okay, and then this is going to be this. So rather than drawing a freehand curve, you use a ruler. Okay, and you join the consecutive points through a line, and that is how you get that cumulative frequency curve. Now let's see how if we can really draw a curve. So let's try drawing the curve for the second question. People, please carry on your work. Okay, don't look at my work, just do the work, try it yourself. Okay, now the question is, we have to draw the cumulative frequency curve for this given data. Just to save my time and my space, I'm going to write the since this data is not continuous, so I'll be writing the class boundaries at the top of this. Look at this, the gap between these two is going to be 1, so half of 1 is 0.5, so this is going to be 9.5 to 14.5, 14.5 to 19.5, 19.5 to 29.5, and then from 29.5 to 39.5, and then from 39.5 to 44.5. So these are the class boundaries. Okay, so let's now draw its cumulative frequency distribution. Okay, needing this space here. Okay, so we have widths here. Okay, so remember, when you take the width, so I'll take the first lower class limit, that is 9.5. Then I'll be writing all the upper class limits. This is 19.5. This is going to be 29.5. This is going to be 39.5. And this is going to be 44.5. And here I'll be writing the cumulative frequency. Okay, I'll just show it. This is number of books, but I'll be writing the cumulative frequency here. Okay, now remember, always the first lower class limit always has the 0 cumulative frequency against it. Okay, then we have, there is 3 over here, then you have 3 plus 3, 13 is 16, 16 plus 25 is 41, 41 plus 24 is 65, and then 65 plus 5 is going to be 70. You can recheck this total. Okay, there can be mistakes. Okay, now I have to draw the its curve here. Okay, So this will be like this. Okay. Acha ji. So I can scale this. I can write my scale here, like, this is going to go from 0 to 70. And this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now, girls, I'm committing a crime over here. The crime is that this cumulative frequency curve is always drawn on a graph paper, but I'm just showing you drawn on a plain paper. Okay, so that is literally a crime over here. Okay, so when you draw this, please, you must draw this on a graph paper. You have to give the scale as well. Okay, now if you forgive me for that, then I can tell you the next point. Look at this, your data is starting from 9.5. So don't start looking for 9.5 over here. You just start it from 9.5. So let's say after every 2 centimeter, I'm taking the 10 units. This is going to be 19.5. This is going to be 29.5. This is going to be 39.5. And then I have 49.5. Okay, here I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. And we're showing the widths on this. This should be fully labeled. Okay, if you leave anything unlabeled, your marks can be deducted for that. Okay, now we have 9.5. The first point over here is 9.5 comma 0. So I'll be marking this 9.5 comma 0 over here. Okay, let me change the color. Maybe I can take the pink. Okay, so this is 9.5 comma 0. Then I have 14.5 comma 3. This here it is 14.5. So 3 looks to be somewhere over here. Okay, then you see, I'm just estimating. If you have the graph paper, you can draw this very nicely, an exact curve over here. Okay, from 19.5 we have 16 here. Okay, so 16 should be somewhere here. Okay, then for 29.5 I have 41. So 41 to me looks to be here. And then for 39.5 I have 65. So 65 should be here. And then I have 44.5. So 44.5 is at 70. So if I have to draw a cumulative frequency curve, okay, if I had to draw the cumulative frequency curve, so that would be a freehand curve. Okay, let me use a different light color here. So that would be like, going like this. That is a cumulative frequency curve. Okay, and suppose you had to draw a cumulative frequency graph, or maybe he sometimes says cumulative frequency polygon. Then you can draw the lines. For example, you'll join this point with this, with the line over here. This would go with this with a line here. This would be joined with this with a line here, and another line here, and another line here. So if you look at the red wala part, so that is going to be a cumulative frequency graph. I hope you have recalled how to draw a cumulative frequency curve or a cumulative frequency graph. Is it so, bacho? Or is you need to ask something? Are you clear how to draw the cumulative frequency curve?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so from this, I will take to the next video where I'll be telling you how to draw a box and whisker plot. And we shall also discuss that why do we need to find the interquartile range. Okay.